It's your girl Amanda, and we are back with another episode of Thompson and Stuff. So, we are in the middle of October. Crazy, right? In the middle of October already. Y'all know Thanksgiving gonna be here like next week. But I'm honestly, even though, things look a little scary and dark outside, that doesn't mean like, I'm gonna stop celebrating the holidays. I mean, they're not gonna be as extravagant as you would think they are, but it's still the holidays to get together with friends and family, have a little food, have a little fun, have a little conversation and stuff like that. So if you guys really have not, or if you've been living under a rock, so you guys know I live in Chicago. I live in the Chicagoland area. And if you've been watching the news, we've been having an issue with ICE. People have been asking, reaching out, am I okay? I am fine. I am safe. I, again, live in the suburbs, but that doesn't exempt, ICE is out here in the suburbs as well. I understand that they're, prevalent in like mostly Latino areas. They have been in like other suburbs like, Bridgeview or Broadview or one of them. I get them mixed up. Bridge or Broadview. They've been in Crestwood. They've been in, I think, Alsip. They've been in my suburb. They've actually been on the other side of town where I live, but they've been out here. So my sister-in-law is from Chicago, but she lives in Iowa. And I didn't know this was going on until she actually sent me this story on Facebook. ICE has been so unconstitutional out here. She sent me a story about how ICE raided a building in South Shore, and they zip tied little kids. It was like at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I think everybody, I want to say everybody in the building was black. So it was in South Shore, and South Shore, from my knowledge, has always been historically or predominantly black. So I thought that was just like the craziest thing. I've never seen anything happen like that in my life, just for a government borough bureau brew bureau bur y'all know what I'm trying to say. Like, they work for the government, and they constitutionally like went in somebody's home and just like kind of dragged them out. Like, I'm 30 years old. I've never ever heard something like that. That kind of like made me mad and broke my heart at the same time. So, yeah, it's just been like crazy up here. I hate that it's happening. It's just not right. So if you guys are in Chicago, I just ask, please be careful, please be vigilant. Just, if something you feel is not right going on, film it if you can. Just y'all be careful out here. But I am proud of Governor Pritzker. I am, because I voted for Governor Pritzker. I didn't know nothing about Governor Pritzker when I voted for him, right? I didn't know like he come from a billionaire family. I didn't know there was schools with his family's name on it. I had none of that. But I'm starting to see like the reward in my vote with Pritzker, because he's been really keeping his foot on Trump's neck, like for real, being petty, being funny with him too, like when it's necessary, of course, but he's been really like keeping his foot on Trump's neck, just going against what Trump believes in and all that stuff. And I'm just really, really proud of him. And also, I wanted to add this on for the ICE situations. They have signed executive orders for ICE free zones, so I think that's a win as well. And also, y'all, so here's a funny story in all of this chaos. So, an ICE agent, because y'all know Chicago got the best food. Like, you could go on any corner in Chicago and y'all could get you something to eat, some tacos, some hot dogs, chicken wings, whatever. So, there are restaurants that are not serving ICE agents, as they should, because the problem should never be rewarded, ever. So the problem, ICE agents are not getting rewarded food service. It's just that simple. Have I seen anything with my own two eyes regarding the chaotic situation? Again, in my neighborhood where I live, there is apps that people have, but they just posted the screenshot on Facebook. They just say, "Oh, ICE is here, 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 here. Be careful," and it's probably like within 2 to 3 miles of where I am. I did hear some helicopters over my house for a couple of days straight. I don't know because it could have been pertaining to the situation, but also I live very close to the expressway, and if you guys watch the news and you see like how they do traffic and stuff, it's by a helicopter, so they have to go over like the expressway and say, okay, the Eisenhower is backed up, the Bishop Ford is backed up, Dan Ryan backed up. That's how they do it. But yeah, I've been seeing like a lot of helicopters and stuff, but nothing too crazy. It through my own two eyes in my own neighborhood, but I have been really paying attention to the news. I just hate that that's really happening, and like people are scared to come outside. People are scared to like do things with their families. It's really, really sad. But I just hope all this just ends soon. Like, I hope people come to their senses and be like, yeah, I mean, in a perfect world that can happen, but I know that with this administration it's not. But I just wish like people would come to their senses and leave people alone. Leave people alone. They're not doing anything. Nobody's doing anything illegal. Like, chill. Like nothing's going on. But yeah, that's all I wanted to start with is that it just has been a muck with this administration, and I just hate that it's like this. And I just hope, like, fingers crossed and prayers to the sky, like it gets better because we should not really be living like this, but you know. But let's get into some stories. Congratulations to Rihanna. She had her baby, and guess what, y'all? She had a girl. I knew she was gonna have a girl. I wanted her to have a girl because she had her two boys, right? And I said, this gotta be a girl. This gotta be a girl. And I don't know what people's problem is. Like, oh, I can tell what she's having by the way she carries. I never believed in that. Is that like an old wives' tale or something? That I don't get that. But she had her girl, and her name is Rocky Irish Myers. So she's named after her father. And then the Irish part, now I could be wrong, and somebody from the Rihanna Navy come in my comments and tell me, but Rihanna's father, y'all know Rihanna's father like passed away earlier this year in 2025. Rihanna's father was like half Irish. That's what I heard, so it's probably in honor of her father. But she is a cute baby. There's only like one photo of Rihanna and her baby on her Instagram when she announced it, but that's it. But all I ask for y'all, now that Rihanna's got 3 kids, don't be in that lady comments asking where the music at. Please don't, because she's got 3 kids. Take a wild guess where that music's at. Like, she's a mom. Also, she has Fenty Beauty too. I love Fenty. Fenty Beauty, Fenty Savage, and then Fenty Hair. I want to try Fenty Hair. If anybody's tried Fenty Hair, please let me know because I'm really looking for like a new oil or like a new moisturizer. Because I'm currently using Camp 2 shea butter. Now, I use it. I'm looking at it right now too. It's a 3-in-1 multi-use intense moisture to often damage dry or coarse hair. Now, I don't have coarse hair. My hair does get dry and I think it's damaged. But when I put it in, it just doesn't really hold anything. It makes my hair look like wet noodles from the Maruchan or whatever it's called wrapper. I need something good because I'm gonna start straightening my hair because it's fall and winter, and y'all know when I like wear my hair curly, it's wet and you can't go outside with wet hair in the wintertime. Like that's a big no-no. That's like an opening to you know, getting sick. And I'm trying not to get sick because as a diabetic, I'm a diabetic. Like when I get sick, I can feel it, and then within the first like hour, and then an hour later it could like just go down to like a full blown cold, and I feel like crap. and it takes like days for me to even get better. So I do just need like a new hair product. So if anybody's used like the Fenty hair, please let me know in the comments on YouTube, or you can hit me up on Instagram. Yeah, I can't wait to try out hair products. And I keep cutting my hair. Like, I am not using the sense God gave me, and I keep cutting my hair. My hair used to be long, but it used to be long and damaged. So, well, sorry, I went on a whole rant about my hair, but congratulations to Rihanna and A$AP Rocky. Now they have their full little family, and they're just so cute. So going from that, rest in peace to Diane Keaton. She was 79 years old. Now, see, I okay, I watched like some parts of The Godfather, right? So I don't remember her being in that. I remember Diane Keaton being in them like rom-com movies from like the 90s and the 2000s because my mother used to watch them, and she played like the mother role or whatever. Like, I remember her from that. I don't remember her from like all those other roles, but she always played like that friendly lady in the movies, so that's what I remember her as. And she was 79. She just passed away suddenly. Like, I looked on social media and it said rest in peace, Diane Keaton. I was like, that's crazy. But they did say like her health took a turn within the past, like her last weeks and stuff. So, but yeah, she passed away at 79, made a lot of great movies. She also worked with like Woody Allen, Al Pacino, Steve Martin. She was in Father of the Bride. And then I think it was this one movie I watched in like the early 2000s with her and Mandy Moore. I think it's called Because I Said So. I think that's the movie. I could be very wrong. But yeah, she was in that movie too. So our legends are just dying off, and I hate that. Like, I hate that every time I come on here and talk, like somebody passes away, and it's just, sad. And she was 79. So, and she had two kids. She adopted two kids. They're about my age too. I think her daughter is like a year younger than me, and she had a 24-year-old, I believe. So, rest in peace to Diane Keaton. And here's the part I know all y'all have been waiting on for me to talk about: the Diddy trial. So it's a timeline. I got a whole timeline, and I wrote it out too, so I won't forget nothing. So, okay, we gonna start with what happened the week before. I think this was like the end of September, right? So Diddy and his legal team, when I say Diddy and them requested a new trial. For why, I don't know, because don't nobody want to sit through that again. Request a new trial for what? To get a new jury? They're probably gonna find him even more guilty if that's the case. Like, why would you want a whole new people? I don't understand that. So while that news came out that Diddy requested a new trial, right? Then this report came out that, oh, Diddy was doing free game classes. So basically like how to get through life, Diddy style. I don't know why people were taking up that information, because it's Diddy, and oh my God, Diddy has this like glamorous life. Diddy got a Maybach and Diddy got a mansion in LA. We gotta be like Diddy. Why? Why do people want to be like that dumb meathead? I don't know. But people are in jail. They're bored. They probably need something to do. So they go listen to the big dumb meathead on how to live life. Is there anybody else famous in that jail that they can listen to besides Meathead? Because I just really wouldn't understand why Diddy would have like a free game class. That didn't make sense. All right, so along with the free game classes, about a day later or so, the prosecutors and all them people, they denied requests for the new trial and acquittal. Obviously, they're not getting acquittal out of no acquittal. You're not walking away scot-free. If you was found guilty, you gotta, face the music. What's wrong with y'all? Here's a request for acquittal. Judge said, LOL. No. Okay. All right. All right. So then he got a new request, denied request for the new trial. And then also, I think it was, who was that? Oh, Good Morning America or somebody. They did an interview with a stylist that used to work for Diddy, right? And I believed every word that stylist said because y'all, if y'all remember, I Want to Work for Diddy, which was on VH1 in like 2007, 2008. And he had them people who do all that crazy stuff just for them to prove that they could work for Diddy. I believed him. I believed every word he said. And he even like strangled the man. Why there is no reason to put hands on somebody, especially who you work for. Strangle? Really? Strangle. Ugh. It was just disgusting. It was sad to watch. It kind of reminded me of that interview. Y'all remember that review I did for I think it was the fall of Diddy and how I talked about the last part, like part 4 was really just an interview of the assistant. Like I think I just kind of got that same vibe watching the stylist interview as I got that same vibe that I was watching from the assistant's interview. So, and there is no reason that the stylist would lie, you know. He worked with Diddy, dressed Diddy, all that stuff. So, and basically the stylist said the same thing other people have said, like all that crazy stuff of how he can get away with it, basically. So, and then a 4-page apology letter came out. And when I saw it, I think I saw it on like TMZ or something. I said I ain't reading that mess because I don't believe him. I don't. I don't believe him. That's like reading jail letters from my ex when he was in jail. If I still had him now, if I didn't burn them or throw them away or whatever, if I read him, I wouldn't believe it. Diddy is not sorry for what he did. Diddy is sorry for because of him being caught and being busted and going through the judicial system and all that stuff. He's sorry he got caught, in my opinion. And then so all right, so that was the week before, right? All right, so boom. October 3rd came. I had a meeting to go to October 3rd, so I had to wake up early, right? So I turned on the Law and Order. It's this channel on YouTube I watch, and the guy's name is Jesse Wolf. I think that's his name. So they don't, obviously this is a federal case, right? So they don't go in the courtroom with cameras. They wait outside the courtroom. So I turned it on Law and Order channel, and they were outside the courtroom waiting. All right, my meeting was at 12 o'clock. So I go to the meeting. The meeting was like 10 minutes from my house. Go to the meeting. I was gone for like a good 45 minutes. I come home. They still outside the courthouse, streaming and waiting on Diddy. So they were talking about some things that were going on. You know, the family was there. They, basically was testifying. Well, not testifying, but, giving statements of, please don't send my daddy to jail for 11 years. Please don't send Diddy to jail for 11 years. So then, while that was going on, I heard that Diddy had speaking engagements already booked. Now, y'all, I don't know nothing about contracts very good, but I know if you like commit something like a speaking engagement, you sign a contract, and if you don't fulfill your contract, you get sued for the breach of contract. Now, mind y'all, today's October 14th. October 3rd was 11 days ago. And there's companies out there that don't play about their money. I'm wondering, does he get sued for that? Like he doesn't, like he didn't fulfill his promise to do bookings because, oh my God, he went to jail. So does he get sued for that, or they just throw their hands up and be like, well, he's going to prison, so I don't think he'll be able to do it. Or will they make him do it virtually, like from a room in jail? How does that work? I wonder. But yeah, it came out that he had like stuff basically booked, thinking I'm gonna get out of here, do do do, whoop de do 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 do. Nope. Because after waiting since 10 o'clock that morning, this was probably around, because I'm in Illinois, they're in New York, so probably around like 4, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock their time. After everybody got done pleading with the judge, please don't send Diddy to jail for 11 years, it finally was revealed that Diddy got 4 years in federal prison. Now, do I think that that's enough? No. Even though he was found guilty on 2 of the 4 to 5, 6 charges he had against him, I still think it's not enough. I don't think it's enough. They should have gave him like at least 9. And 9 years is enough for him to really sit down for a while. So they gave him 4 years. And I heard that he was gonna do him at Fort Dix, but then the judge denied that. So I don't know. I don't know where he's gonna really go to jail or do his time. They're trying to get it close to New York City, and I don't know when he's going to jail because I knew people that went to jail and then went to prison. They would get their punishment probably on a Monday or something, and they go to jail or prison or get shipped off that Friday. That's what I heard. But then again, those cases weren't federal; they were state. But I don't know when he's gonna go. So we'll probably hear that because, well, the 13th is a federal holiday, so we'll probably hear something like this week of when and where he goes. So 4 years, right? Then reports came out that Diddy had already asked Trump for a pardon. Um, uh, here's the thing. Um, how do I say this politely? Trump is already out here ruining stuff for black people. So he ain't giving that man no pardon. He gonna treat you like they treat the rest of us. No, you ain't getting no pardon. And don't be surprised when it don't happen. Because Trump, mm-mm. And they was supposedly quote unquote friends. Yeah, right. And he was friends with Russell Simmons too, which I found weird. But yeah, that man ain't getting no pardon. Pardon and nothing. But you know who I really feel bad for in all of this? There was a story that came out that Trump called his baby daughter, not the Combs twins, but he got a 2-year-old or 3, I think she's 2, 3, or 4. She's small. And I don't know if this is a true story because like the media like to make up stuff because, oh, sympathy. But if it is true, it's sad. He called his youngest daughter and had to explain to her that daddy won't be home for a while, which sucks. Now, I don't know what it's like to lose a parent to prison, but I've lost a partner to the jail system, an ex-partner. And hearing hearing your ex say, "Oh, I might be going away for a while," that's like the worst thing that you can hear. So I kind of feel for her, but I'm not with that person anymore, so don't feel bad. But I get it. Like you lose your loved one to the jail system, and that's also traumatizing. So I hate that she has to endure that that type of trauma at such a young age. But yeah, so that's the end of the Diddy. The Diddy circus is over. Diddy's gonna go sit down for 4 years. And my question is, what's gonna happen to Bad Boy Records? Like, is that on hold? Are they still gonna do stuff? Like, are they still gonna distribute the box sets? Because I kind of need a new one. Now, I hope the money doesn't go to Diddy, but I had a really nice Bad Boy box set back in the day, and I sold it. And it's got a lot of hits on there, but it's like, if I buy one, will it go to Diddy? I don't know. Like, someone explain that to me. But yeah, so their boss, Diddy, dancing meathead Diddy, he is, going bye-bye for 4 years. So we can finally close that circus. Moving on. NSYNC reunion. I don't know if I talked about it in the last podcast, but Justin Timberlake was diagnosed with Lyme disease, right? So what that means is he basically got bit by a tick, and a tick carries like some sort of venom or like some sort of disease, and it affects the human body, cloudy mind. You get really sick, blah blah blah. So there was supposed to be an NSYNC reunion, and y'all know I would spend my last dime to see NSYNC because when they were doing like those arena tours back in like 2000, nobody wanted to take me. I was like 5. I guess that wasn't an event for me. But at the same time, and I know I keep mentioning this, and I will mention this throughout the rest of my days, my auntie invited me to take me to see Lil Romeo, maybe like within the same year or the next year. Okay, I get invited to see Lil Romeo, but nobody would take me to see NSYNC. All right, so backwards. But anyway, I make adult money now. I could go see NSYNC if I wanted to. Probably gonna be expensive because it probably would be because y'all at the Sphere in Vegas, do y'all know how much it is to see the Backstreet Boys? I guess it's like a full package or something where you like meet and greet or hang out with them or whatever. It's $1,200. So imagine like how much NSYNC tickets would be. Well, I ain't even thinking about that now because they're not even doing a reunion tour with Justin Timberlake because of his Lyme disease. Okay, so that came out first. But then I heard news that, there's going to be an arena deal without Justin Timberlake. So it'll be JC, Joey, Chris, and Lance. Now, we love them to pieces, but people want to see Justin Timberlake. But then again, the resurgence of the love for JC Chasez has been really like increasing. So I just hope it ain't. I would still go see them. And they do the whole No Strings Attached album and the pop album because I remember those two clearly. But I just hope it ain't no $1,200. I pay like 5. I'll pay 5 and I won't pay 12. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. But they still do like the arena thing without Justin Timberlake. That'd still be good. That'll be good. Starbucks is laying off 900 workers and closing stores. You know what? I would sometimes to this story be like, oh, but I'm kind of mad at Starbucks. Don't know why. So I have the Starbucks app on my phone, right? And it's not every day that Starbucks little notification on the iPhone pop up and they say $3 days, which to me I feel like pops up once a month. Okay, cool. You get your $3 Starbucks days. Yay. Now, I've been drinking Starbucks since I was 12, 11, 10, 11, 12, one of them ages, because they brought Starbucks to where I live. I live in a predominantly black area, right? I would never thought I'd see the day a Starbucks would come over here. And then I only knew about Starbucks through like watching Wall Street documentaries and stuff because it started in Seattle, came to New York, in LA, blah, blah, blah. I thought Starbucks was a place on TV. Nope, Starbucks is very real. My favorite Starbucks drink growing up was the double chocolate chip frappuccino. So they got like chocolate chips, ice, cookies, chocolate chips, cocoa powder, grind it up, pour it in a big old thing, get your whipped cream, and then get your chocolate syrup. That was my Starbucks drink for the next, from 10, 11, 12 to 28, 29, because I was diagnosed with diabetes at like 27. So I really shouldn't, it was like a occasional sweet treat. I didn't really like anything else at Starbucks. Then one day, they announced that they're getting rid of practically half the menu. Half the menu. So I looked at it, I'm like, oh, whatever. And the freaking news story had all the stuff they were getting rid of, but my non-reading behind looked at it and said, oh, what a shame, whatever. Put the phone down. So after the story comes out, they purged the whole menu. I look at, it was a $3 day. Oh, $3, Starbucks any size, anything you want. I said, all right, cool. Let me order a double chocolate chip frappuccino, what I've been drinking for the past 15 years or whatever. I'm scrolling through the Starbucks app looking for this double chocolate chip frappe. It ain't there. Where's the double chocolate chip frappe? Where's the double chocolate? I go back to the same article when they said that they were basically purging the menu. That freaking thing, the freaking frappuccino that I really wanted was one of the items that was purged off the menu. So now I gotta only drink refreshers, right? Refreshers, they're cool. I like refreshers, they taste good. Then Dunkin' Donuts, they start putting out refreshers, great flavors, watermelon, blueberry, strawberry, dragon fruit, and they're cheaper. And I love Dunkin' Donuts. I've been eating Dunkin' Donuts since I was a baby. I mean, Starbucks, they got good hot chocolate, but I've been drinking Dunkin' Donuts hot chocolate since I was like 4. That's loyalty there. So, it's Starbucks' fault, man. I mean, granted the economy too. We can't leave that out. But it's Starbucks' fault that they're closing 900 stores and laying off all these people because they just had to purge the menu of all the good stuff. Did they get rid of the breakfast sandwiches too? I don't know. I haven't been to Starbucks in a while. But if they got rid of the breakfast sandwiches too, they're stepping in enemy territory. Because even though those breakfast sandwiches be like $6 a pop, they're still good. But what do I know? I go to Dunkin' Donuts. I've been eating Dunkin' Donuts since I was a kid. My grandmother put me on a Dunkin' Donuts because, when she went to work, she'd drink Dunkin' Donuts. Hot chocolate, sausage, egg, and cheese on a croissant with a chocolate sprinkle donut. It's the only menu I know since I was like 4 years old. It's the only thing I get. I'm not a fan of their hash browns. I don't like any of their other donuts. Their refreshers are great, but I don't like any other hot drink. It's Dunkin' Donuts is taking over, y'all. It's rightfully priced because y'all know y'all could get, if y'all have the Dunkin' Donuts app, you can get a refresher for $3 on the app. Whereas at the only refresher that would be $3 is like the tiny size one at Starbucks. I'm saying oh yeah. So Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts have competition, right? They're starting to build 7 brews around the area. And then there's another one. It's mostly in Indiana, but they're bringing them to Illinois too. It's Big B Coffee. So they're coming too. So it's competition. There's other competition. I haven't tried 7 Brew yet. They're building one close to me, and I'm gonna try them one day. So yeah, we're gonna see how Starbucks survives this wave. I hope they do. Because I always say, like, Dunkin' Donuts is for the working people, but Starbucks is for the finance bros. That's just my opinion. Don't take it so serious. Moving on from that, Bad Bunny is chosen to perform at the Super Bowl. So I don't really know. I know who Bad Bunny is. I don't know any of his music. I've heard a couple songs. Maybe a song or two is in my Spotify library. But hey, I'm all for it because Bad Bunny's music is so upbeat and people can get up and dance to it and have a good time to it. So, in my opinion, it's a great choice. Um, but the other side, as we call them, they don't think it's a good choice. They're trying to get somebody else who I've never even heard of to perform at the Super Bowl. Huh? So, this sounds really childish. So, they pick a performer. The other group don't like the performer. And they're trying to get somebody that nobody really cares about to perform at the Super Bowl, to kick off a popular performer and say, no, this person who I've never heard of, don't know any of their songs, we want him to perform at the Super Bowl. I think his name is like Lee Greenwood or something. I don't know who that is. I never heard of Lee Greenwood. Who? I've never heard his music be played at Walmart. Like, I don't know that's so dumb. And then Trump was on TV talking about some I don't know why he was picked. Well, ain't nobody thinking about you. Let Bad Money perform at the Super Bowl because it'll be a good time and everybody will have a good time. But the only thing I don't like and that people will not have a good time is that they're gonna have ice at the Super Bowl. Um, for for what? I don't understand that because one, Bad Bunny is an American citizen. He was born in Puerto Rico, which is a U.S. territory. Why would you need ice at the Super Bowl? Just why? What? What I'm trying to say is ice really don't need to be in an event like that. That just doesn't make sense to me. Um, it's just the dumbest thing I've heard that ICE is going to be there. And we see how ICE has been causing unnecessary drama in these cities. Like, they're going to Portland, Oregon. For what? For what? Why are they going to Portland, Oregon? I don't understand. To do what? What? Portland, in my opinion, is a town that's never really in the news. I've never heard nothing bad about Portland. Why are you going there? Like, okay, that just don't make sense. Like, it's just having ice at places that don't make sense. This is getting out of control because they don't need to have ice at the freaking Super Bowl. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. So I'm gonna move on from that. Uh, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, they split. I remember when they got married. I think they got married in like 2005. Yeah, I remember seeing like their wedding photos in the magazines. It's a shame. I mean, they were together a long time, but it's still a shame. It's a shame. They said that Keith Urban moved on with another woman. It's always the man, isn't it? Um, but yeah, they split up. Y'all also know who split up? Y'all thieving auntie and uncle, Lori Loughlin and Massimo Giannulli. And if y'all don't know who Massimo Giannulli is, you was not born in the 80s or the 90s because Massimo, his clothes was hit at Target from like 2000 to like 2017 or something. Really nice clothes. So, yeah, I don't know nothing about them people, but it was just like, because I know they went to jail for helping their daughters cheat on like the ACT or something. That's all I know because I ain't too wrapped up in that. But I was like, how the heck did their parents help them cheat on the? I mean, that's when you know you got money because you help your kids cheat. Like that. That's insane. But yeah, they broke up. I ain't got much more to say about that. Chris Gotti, who is the brother of the late great Irv Gotti, is disappointed in the lack of communication from Ashanti after his brother passed away. This is just super obvious. Murder Inc. dissolved like years ago. Ashanti does not talk to the Gotti family. Ashanti did not really have the best to say about Irv when he was alive towards the end. Also, Ashanti is married with a new baby, or that baby's like 1 year old now. Because she is married with a baby, she don't really have nothing to say to you, Chris. I'm sorry, she just doesn't have anything to say to you. Irv is dead, and Murder Inc. is, a done. So why does she need to talk to you for? Hmm? What does she possibly have to say? I get like, oh, I'm sorry about the loss of your brother, but that's it. And that could be a text message or a shout out on, I think it was like a message on social media. But she ain't got nothing to say to you. Nothing. Zilch. Nada. That's like one of my exes reaching out to me. I ain't got nothing to say to you. We are over for a reason. So, no, that's nothing. She ain't got nothing to say to you. You are a thing of her past. You helped her get to where she is now. I'll give you that. But y'all ain't got nothing to say to each other. So leave her alone. Toni Braxton, she gets Lifetime movies from songs He Wasn't Man Enough and Breathe Again. Now, if you guys remember the He Wasn't Man Enough video, that was a movie within itself. I always really liked that movie. But I don't think they should have chose Breathe Again. They should have chose He Wasn't Man Enough. Because that was a movie within itself. So, y'all remember how the video start. Dr. Dre is outside with another woman, the strip club, nightclub, whatever. And he says, "Hey, I'm going over Brian's house. Just don't wait up for me, yada, yada, yada." Toni Braxton's at home. She's concerned. And then she sings a song. It was Just Be a Man. Oh, did I say? Yeah, Just Be a Man about it. And then Toni Braxton, she comes to her senses. She invites another man. I think that was like Q-Tip. And then Dr. Dre comes, quote unquote, home. And she finds her and Q-Tip chilling on the couch. And then he says F you and gives the middle finger and all that, blah, blah, blah. That should have been one of the movies, not Breathe Again, because I don't think I've ever seen the Breathe Again video. And that song is older than me. So if she just replaced that, that would be great. But Toni Braxton, her biopic, and it was also done for Lifetime. That was really good. So I just know that those two movies will be good, and like it'll be modeled off her biopic. People keep asking me, have I watched the new season of the Braxtons? I don't plan on watching that. I'm sorry. I watched like the first season. It was a train wreck. I didn't like it. And I said, nope, I'm not watching the next season because of what I've been seeing in the news. So it's a hard pass for me. So, and I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to talk about the first season. It was chaotic. It was too much. No thanks. So I will move on from there. Um, The Shy is ending after 8 seasons. And you know what? I'm not surprised because I think that this last season's gonna answer all the questions. Because we all know that Alicia died, Rob died, uh, what's her um Yolanda Ross's character, I forgot her name. She died, so it's a lot of characters dying off. So of course, how it's basically going to answer the questions of how is the show going to move forward without some of the main characters that's been on there for the past like couple seasons or the whole show. And then after that, it's just everybody. I think everybody's just going to move on. Everyone's characters, and they're going to move out of Chicago. And if everybody moves out of Chicago, what is there to like write about? You can't just go and get like a whole new set of characters because it'll just kind of be chaotic. So, yeah, The Shy is ending after 8 seasons. I really liked watching The Shy because it really told stories of like what goes on in Chicago. Also, it matches like the season. So they cover what happens in the summertime. They cover what happens when the kids go back to school. It happens what goes on during the holiday. Like it was a nice show to watch, but it started to lose its juice like around season 6 or 7. And it should have a proper ending. And we leave it at that. Taraji P. Henson, she joins the Why Did I Get Married cast. I can't wait to see her character. Because the people are like, where's Janet? Where's Janet? Y'all gotta remember, in the last Why Did I Get Married? I think it was Why Did I Get Married too? Janet's husband, Gavin, I think his name is Gavin. Gavin died in a car crash, right? Okay. So Gavin dies. And then, well, she meets The Rock at the end of the movie. And I think her and The Rock go live happily ever after. We ain't got to see Janet's character no more. It's cool to bring in someone else. See how, like, her character might be more having an outgoing personality and stuff like that. So, yeah. She'll probably be louder than Tasha Smith's character, in my opinion. Yeah. So she's a good addition. That's why I'm like so dragging it, because it's like I don't know what it's going to be about. I did see like behind the scenes of her filming at the airport. I just can't wait to see it. I just can't wait to see how her character replaces Janet's character because Janet's character was like the, you know, just the not homely, but like the passive one that just, do right and all that stuff. So how was Taraji's character gonna fit in there? Welcome Home, Pooh Shiesty. I saw, you know, videos of him. Now, my question is, what was Pooh Shiesty eating in jail? Because he came home skinny. It's like, I remember when Chris Brown came home from jail and he was a little chunky, but Pooh Shiesty came home the same size he was when I saw him on TV for the first time. And then I have a question. It's the car person in me, I guess. So Pooh Shiesty has really nice cars, right? And you know how like you let a car sit for like a year or so and your battery wouldn't, if I had a car, okay? If I had a car and I drive it one time and I park it in my driveway and I decide I don't want to ever leave my house for a year for whatever reason. And then I let it sit for a year. I get in the car won't start. How the heck? This man had a Maybach, a Benz, and I think he had a Rolls Royce. I could be wrong. A fleet of luxury cars, basically. How the heck did they looked great. They turned on, they ran. How did the heck did that happen? How the heck? He must have had some people take care of them cars while he was gone, because had it be me, and I left them cars at home or something, they would have been dead and ain't coming back on, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. So moving on from that, I feel like I'm pocket watching Pooh Shiesty. Verzuz. There's gonna be Verzuz coming back. Verzuz is Cash Money and No Limit. My childhood right there. That is my childhood. And they're having a Verzuz. I can't believe this. Now, which side am I on? I'm a No Limit soldier. I've been a No Limit soldier since 1998. I remember this is before YouTube. This is before wireless internet. I would watch The Box. Master P, Silk the Shocker, Mystical Mac, C Murder, Snoop Dogg, Mia X, Moby Dick, all of them made great music. And at 30 years old, y'all, No Limit music goes like quadruple platinum in my car. I don't care. I still play them. Now, Cash Money is good too. I love Cash Money, Juvenile, Lil Wayne, BG Turk, Baby, Manny Fresh. I grew up with that too, but I'm a No Limit soldier. I'm on the No Limit side because everybody's getting ready for it. I hope they stream it on like YouTube or something like they did for the Bone Thugs and Harmony one. I really enjoyed that one. It's October 25th, so it's in like 11 days. I cannot wait. I seriously cannot wait. Let me know who y'all got. If y'all like the same age as me, y'all remember all them videos in rotation. And I think I know how Master P got rich too. So No Limit used to like release an album every week, right? They had that man had them in there working like Tupac. And every week, like, and people, there was no streaming, there was no MP3 players, there was none of that. And then also back in the day, y'all gotta remember, not only they had the CD of all the tracks, they also had the singles CD. So you buy a CD with It Ain't My Fault on it. So you got It Ain't My Fault. You got the clean version of It Ain't My Fault. You got the instrumental version of It Ain't My Fault, and then you got like the some club remix of It Ain't My Fault. So you buy like a CD of that, and that does count for a sale. So that's how Master P got rich, and I just hate how like that era of No Limit ended. Ugh, just hate it. Um, so moving on from that, shout out to Allen Iverson. He went on, I think, Good Morning America or somebody, and he said that he is 6 months sober from drinking. Listen, when you stop drinking for a month, 6 months, a year, 5 years, your body really do feel better. Trust me, I know. But the reason why we've been seeing so much of Allen Iverson, he's been on like The Breakfast Club, he's been on the Stephen A. Smith show, all that stuff. He wrote a book, and he's also having a documentary come out on Amazon Prime on the 23rd. I can't wait to watch the documentary because I think there's a couple documentaries with Allen Iverson involved in it, but I think this one he's really involved in. I watched this one documentary with my dad about Allen Iverson, and he wasn't involved in it. So it was like other people around him telling his story, but this one he's really involved in his book, and I want to get a copy too. So I'm just glad to see Allen Iverson out here just still being AI. He's still so fun. I had a big crush on him when I was in like mm, I was like I saw Allen Iverson play once. I was like 12. And obviously I was like way high in the stands, so I couldn't like say, "Oh my God, he was fine." In real life, the guy looked like an ant, in my opinion. So yeah, but I'm just really excited for Allen Iverson. So let's see. Someone has been arrested in the Palisades fire, and I've been saying this for like the longest time. That Palisades fire was arson, because how the heck can you have one fire here, one fire here, one fire here, one fire over there, and say it's natural? No, no. There's no way. I've been to LA numerous times. There would be a fire in Pacific Palisades and then a fire in the Hollywood Hills, and that's like 20 miles apart. How the heck does that happen? So yeah, somebody, and I think, it's gonna be a hefty freaking, a hefty sentence, because people actually died in those fires and lost homes and all that stuff. So they're not gonna let that guy off easy. They're not. No, nope, nope. Because of what all the damage he did, a lot of damage, and people still don't have homes to go to. Yeah, no. Let's see what else. MTV is shutting down their music channels. I'm not surprised because we have YouTube. So YouTube does the trick, but it's sad because, if you had like the good cable back in the day, you had MTV Jams, MTV Soul, uh, the gospel channels, all that stuff. And our kids don't know nothing about like watching TV Jams and seeing like the next video. And you don't like, it wasn't like the box where you call in and you order. No, 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 no. You gonna wait and see, because it could be a new artist or it could be like a throwback artist. You know what I mean? So it's sad, but they have YouTube and stuff, and sometimes YouTube like shuffles channel or shuffles videos and stuff. I was watching Funky Dineva today, and they said, someone commented in his chat that they said they lived it, and I'm like, yeah, I lived it too. I remember. Dang, technology is just taking over. It's insane. But yeah, LeBron James is being sued because of his liquor promo. It kind of reminded us of like when he decided to go to Miami from Cleveland, but somebody got mad and thought he was retiring or whatever. That's why I don't hold no high standards to these celebrities. People should not do that. But yeah, LeBron, it is really time to retire. If people are expecting you to retire, bro, it's time to retire, okay? It's time to retire. Don't be promoting liquor and stuff. No, It's time to promote retirement. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he announced it at the end of this season because it's the preseason now. I don't know if he signed like some sort of contract or something, but yeah. But it's time to retire, so he'll probably retire at the end of this year. And the last story I want to get into is the Lil Durk case. So there has been some updates. One, somebody threatened the judge in the Lil Durk case, and I would not be surprised if it was someone young, um, who don't know better. And hopefully this is a learning lesson to not threaten a federal judge. What is wrong with you? Um, I know Lil Durk, that's the man right there, but it ain't gonna work. I know you're trying to like keep him from going to jail, but from what I've been hearing, he's not exactly in the clear. I don't want to be too negative on his situation, but you just don't threaten no federal judge. That's all. Also they said that they found like an Apple Watch in his cell. How the heck? Because don't they like do cavity searches and stuff on you? How did that get in there? And they said they also found like a charger or something. Um, all you can do is just pray and hope for the best for that situation. And I do send a big hug to his wife, India, because I get it. I mean, it wasn't federal in my situation, but I get it. It's hard being in that position. So I just sent her a big hug and all this, and I will end it here. Thank y'all so much for listening. Like, share, subscribe on my YouTube, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.